What is up, everybody? It's VoxelCraze here, and welcome back to another episode on the LumpiaCraft server. That's right, we are finally back at Atlantis. Can you believe it? And a lot of things have changed since the last time you saw it. I've been busy at work over here on my off time when I can't record, and I'm going to show you guys around a bit. So you can see we have a big hole down here now. This is going to be rearranged just a little bit. We're going to make it so that we can walk around this way, so that way we're not, walking on this thin little path here to get through here. But this eventually is going to be an elevator up and down. I have to design something I don't quite know what I'm going to use yet. Probably something with pistons at this point, to take us up and down. But I'm not sure yet. And then as you can see, I actually finished all the other layers of the tower part, minus that part. But going down, I finished all those layers. And so let's go ahead and take a trip down. There's nothing on each of these levels yet, so we don't have to worry about showing you those. But down here has changed a lot. So if you remember, I guess it was about a month ago now, we actually had this all closed off. This was the area of the tower, and all of this was actually outside. This covering wasn't here. So I went ahead and covered it, and so now we have this nice little room, I guess. It's actually quite a big room. These red blocks are here just so that I know where the stairs are that leads down into the monuments down there. So we have that. But as you can see, we have, this is where the towers were. So where this line was right here, that was all originally inside. And the bed was inside. This little area here was inside where our storage was, and I've moved all the chests along the wall just to make it easier. But let's go ahead and head out, and maybe, I don't know if you'll be able to see too much in the rain what it looks like. You can kind of tell. So we have this nice little platform, I guess, here, and that's actually going to be repeated on this side as well. So we are going to go ahead and do that today in a little bit, once the rain stops. But I will need a lot of smooth stone to get this part done, so I'm gonna go ahead and collect all that first as well, and then eventually this is actually going to be closed off, so you're not going to be able to get in and out this way. What's going to happen is that on one of the layers up there will actually be a stairway down so you can get to the outer platform, which hopefully will look good. I haven't planned it out yet at all, but I've really liked how this is turning out so far. I really can't wait to start working on these upper parts right here, but part of me really wants to get more of the exterior done before I start working on the interior too much, which is a little bit not the way you build things, just because normally you want to make sure everything fits in the interior that you want. But I don't think we're going to have that much of a problem with this, because we're going to have a lot of space to put pretty much everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get some more smooth stone going, and then we are going to start building this platform out there in a third-person time-lapse. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Before we get to the time-lapse, I forgot to mention that all of the spokes have been filled in. I think I may have mentioned that on my last episode. Or you might have seen it on my last episode, at least, when I was doing the server tour. And I thought I'd show you guys how much smooth stone that actually took. If you remember last episode, I had about, I want to say about 16 double chests full of smooth stone. And I used all of it. And this is all I had left after smelting some more and mining some more. So I have a chest and then some smooth stone. So that's all I have left. It was a lot of smooth stone, and now we are pretty much going to have to double that. So I'm going to have a lot of work to do between now and the next clip. So I'll be back. Nope, we have canceled the time lapse. It just was not going to turn out right. The positioning of the camera and everything, and the way you guys would see it all, it just wasn't gonna look good. So I decided to just finish everything off and not show you guys what I recorded. So this is what we did. It is just putting the wall that we have right there up along the whole perimeter of the base, and that took a lot. It was a lot of going back to Triforce, you know, smelting the glass, getting the smooth stone and everything, but we got that much done, so I'm gonna go ahead and place the green interior wall that we want along with the black glass as well, and then we are going to continue working on this part. So this whole part is also going to have the same kind of platform that we have going on over there with the half slabs on top, but it's not going to be completely covered. There are going to be certain parts where there's like holes and stuff going through it that I will show you eventually when we get there. But I figured instead of doing the time lapse now, we are just going to do a bunch of jump cuts. I'll just show you my progress as I go, which I think will be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're probably gonna have to craft some of the, what are they called? The prismarine bricks, I guess. These ones right there. These. So we're gonna need to craft some of those. These are pretty easy to come by, so I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. We have a little bit in one of these chests. There we go. So we have a little bit of all of them in this chest, but that's all we have. In order to go around the entire place, I needed about 2 double chests full of everything for 1 layer. So the smooth stone first layer was about 2 double chests, the glass was 2 double chests, and then the top layer was another 2 double chests. So we're gonna have to do that kind of thing again, same way we have it here, so it's gonna be a double wall. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab a whole bunch of that stuff, put it all in, and I'll bring you guys back once I get that done. And welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we've done a bit of work. It's not completely done yet, so what I've done so far is I've put in this whole layer on the bottom, this whole double glass layer in the middle, and as you can see over there, I haven't quite finished putting in this top layer. That's primarily because I have run out of the prismarine and the dark prismarine blocks. And you may know that to make dark prismarine you need ink sacs, and I've actually used up all the ink sacs that I have. And I know I live in an ocean and I've been kind of like going out and killing squids out there, but it's becoming a really slow process. And what I'm thinking we're going to do instead is we're going to go ahead, head over to the Guardian farm and do a little bit of changes over there so that we can get ink sacs nice and quickly and easily. So we're gonna go head over there. But before we do that, I did realize one ginormous mistake that I have made in placing all of this smooth stone. So if we go back over to our center platform, you can see that I have replaced all the smooth stone over here before this episode started. I replaced all the smooth stone here with the orange stained clay because I was like, oh, you know, the floor needs to be orange stained clay. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And then as I was placing the walls out here, the floor also needs to be orange stained clay out here. I mean, this was a lot of placing, and it took me like 2 weeks to finish placing all this. And now I'm gonna have to tear it out and put orange clay in. Because I can't put it, like, normally I would probably just say screw it and I'd put it on this floor and raise the whole wall up by 1. But I really want to do this right. I want to do this, like, you know, I don't want to be lazy on it. So I really need to, well, I really need to go mining for orange clay, I guess, at this point. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build all the walls, so all the interior walls too, you know, splitting up the place. And then we'll slowly, room by room, we will change the floor to orange clay. I'm not going to do it all at once because that would be a pain in the butt. So much. So, we're just gonna do it gradually, one by one, but when I realized this situation, I was like literally about to cry because I was like, I placed and gathered so much smooth stone, and now I'm gonna have to dig it all up and redo it all. Yep. Anyway, so I'm gonna go over, get some things from Triforce, and then I will meet you guys back at the Guardian farm. If you guys know an easy way to gather orange stained clay rather than digging up a whole mesa, please let me know, but I think that is what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately. But yeah. So guys, while I'm over here at Triforth gathering some things, I thought I'd just show you the state of my cobble supply. That's right guys, it is literally all gone. There is maybe a couple of stray cobble left over, that's gravel. But we have smelted all of our cobble. Every single little bit of it. Oh jeez. Alright guys, so we're here at the Guardian farm and this thing has been amazing. You probably saw it my last episode where we were taking the server tour. We were inside there watching the Guardians just fall to their doom, which is exactly what we want. But what we also want is right now, so you can see it, there's a squid. I don't know if that's inside the farm or outside, but squid will spawn inside this water area that we have made. And the Guardians are naturally going to shoot the squids to death. Unfortunately, what we have going is that the squid ink sacs will end up falling into our hole and getting burned by the lava center, which kills the Guardians, and we don't want that. So what we want to do is make a little catch system where that lava is, so that it will catch all the ink sacs before they get burned. I don't know if you can see it from here any better, but you can kind of tell where those Guardians are right now. I'm hoping this works. I don't know how many squids spawn inside the spawn region right here, just because we are in the middle of an ocean, and so that could potentially harm the amount of squid spawns we get. But hopefully we get some. I'm not saying this will be the most efficient farm. There are for sure more efficient squid farms out there, like if you build one in the desert. But we are gonna try it and hopefully we get some going. If not, no harm. Really it's just using a bunch of hoppers and pushing them into our system. So it shouldn't take too long hopefully, but we will find out. So let me go ahead and get started on this. First off, what we want to do is turn off the spawning system, because we really don't want Guardians to be killing us and falling on our heads while we're in there working. Alright, so we're gonna make a few hoppers and whatnot. I don't know how many I'll need, I'm just going to make a bunch. Simply because I can always use more hoppers. I've never had a shortage of hoppers, or I've never had too many hoppers, I'll put it that way, sorry. I've always had a shortage of hoppers. So, let's go ahead, we're gonna break in this way. I got both of those pieces of glass, alright. So let's go over here, let's go over here. So what we don't want is we don't want to break those signs right now, and they are connected to this side of the wall and this side of the wall. So I'm thinking I'm going to let's do it. So we're gonna on two sides where the signs are, we're going to dig it one further out, so it'll be up to here, I think. Whoa, whoa, what was that? Where are they spawning from? They must be spawning from those little end tips. Would you fall into that hole, please? That would be great. So, why is he not falling down? There he goes. Okay, nope. Okay, stop spawning on me. So we're gonna go ahead and dig this part out, and then we'll go along. This should be a... Is there another one? What hit me? Something's aiming at me. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to deal with these Guardians coming every once in a while. There he goes. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead, as I was saying, and we're gonna get rid of this. We would, like, if we were to take out the signs and use this row, we'd definitely get more spawns in terms of drops. Just because, you know, we'd be getting... There's a chance that they'll fall on this layer and completely miss this layer that we're building the hoppers on. But, I don't want to deal with moving the lava and the signs and everything right now, so this is just gonna have to do. And then what I want to do is push it so that so there'll be a line of hoppers. The hoppers will go down at some point, and they will spit out underneath of this lava killing mechanism right here, and that will cause them to go into the system down below. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll use this diorite block. See? So if we have the dropper going out here, they'll fall into that hopper system down here, and it'll be no problem at all getting them to go in our system nice and easily. But let me get back up there now. So the main problem with this build will be the fact that we're dealing with already placed water inside a system that needs to be redstone still. So we are going to have to work around that. We're going to have to block some water off and whatnot. Just so that, you know, we don't want our redstone to get washed away. And that would just cause more headache. I don't want to break the rest of the system. So let's go ahead. We're going to use a little bit. We'll use the smooth stone we have right here. So we need to block off. Well, let's see. Let's place the hoppers. So they need to go into this one. Good. I probably will need more hoppers. I think this is a bigger than a 18 circumference mabob. Dang it. The other hard part about this is making sure I don't fall into the lava. So it looks like we're going to need about 10 more hoppers maybe. So luckily I brought extra wood and extra iron with me, so we'll go ahead and make those. Alright, so I have gone ahead and I've placed all of our hoppers around. You can kind of see it like that. I've gone ahead and put our dropper here and a hopper going in from the top of it. So hopefully, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have just enough hoppers to finish this. So we're gonna go ahead. For right now, we're going to. What's the easiest? We're gonna have to block off the water first, because having water coming into here would be no good at all with all the redstone we're gonna have. So let's see. If we do that, that, and that, that, and that. Yes. No, and that. There we go. Okay. So, we're gonna hop down here. We're gonna go ahead and put in our normal redstone circuit here. There we go. Alright, so the redstone circuit is working. We are going to dig our way up somehow. Alright guys, that should be it. I've placed in all the hoppers, the redstone circuit to shoot out the ink sacs is working. So now I just need to go back into the storage system over there and get some ink sac sorting going. So I'm going to clean this up. We're going to gather some ink sacs so we can do the mechanism. And then that should be it. Hopefully this works. I really do need those ink sacs for the dark prismarine, so here's the hoping. Hello, dude. Alright guys, so we are back here in the storage room. So as you can see, on this side we have all of our shards. This side we have all of our crystals. And these two middle ones right here are supposed to be fish. So and you can see on this side is completely full of fish. We have tons of it, and tons and tons. But this side, we have nothing. I'm not sure if I'm just catching this at a really good time in that there is nothing to be had, or if this is somehow broken. It doesn't look like it is. Those are going in there. That one's empty. And this one, I mean, it has 64 fish, so I don't know. I don't know why this side's not getting any fish, really? But what we are going to do is we're going to replace that with ink sacs. So hopefully ink sacs will be coming into this side now. I'm really hoping that's working. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place these two ink sacs in there. And hopefully they should end up in this bottom chest, right? I can't reach it. Right here. If not, that means something is going wrong with my system and nothing is flowing into those chests. So we have to do a little bit of troubleshooting here. I mean, everything looks right. That doesn't. God dang it. Alright, well, that was a quick solve at least. I was always wondering why nothing was flowing into those chests, but there we go. Now we know. Those should be flowing in. So that was an easy fix for the squid ink sacs at least. This way we don't have to worry about what we're going to do with all the extra fish that we weren't getting. So that is just about it. So I'm going to AFK here just for a little bit once we turn the farm back on to see if this squid thing is going to work. I'm hoping that it does. I don't know how long I'll have to AFK here. Probably a good hour or so. I want to make sure that we are getting some squid's ink sacs. So we have 22 right now. In the next clip, let's pray we have a whole lot more. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on, and then I will see you guys back maybe in an hour or so for me. Alright guys, so it's been about an hour and a half. I went away, did a little bit of working out, took a shower, I'm feeling good, and I'm hoping I will feel a whole lot better once we look into this chest. Ready? Oh yeah, guys, that is a lot. I mean, that would have taken me probably 30-40 minutes of just killing squids on my own to get this with a looting 3 sword, and the fact that I can just stand here AFK and get this much in about an hour, that's pretty damn good to me. We're gonna need, I don't know how much we're gonna need, probably 4 stacks of prismarine, dark prismarine. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these up, and then we are going to head, I don't have any more room. We are going to head back over to where was I? We're gonna head back to Atlantis, and then we're gonna get this stuff started. Don't worry, I'm not leaving my redstone on the floor. I just need a little bit of room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more. Doop and doop for right now. Alright, so let me go ahead and make all this up, and then we'll meet you back at Atlantis. Alright guys, so we got the whole top part in now. We have all of our dark prismarine and the regular prismarine in. As I was going around placing everything, I did notice a few pieces of glass missing. So right now I'm just going to walk the perimeter to make sure all of it is filled in, which I know it isn't, but we had to find those little pieces that I left out, and this could take a little bit of time. But I just want to talk to you guys about what I did here. So we have the bottom layers all just prismarine brick. We have a double layer of black glass. So we have the black glass on top of the smooth stone and on top of the little prismarine brick there. And then on top we did a mixture of the prismarine and the dark prismarine. The dark prismarine is purely just on pieces that are just one block, 1 by 1, I guess. Whereas the prismarine is on everything else. It wasn't really a like design choice, it's just, see, empty. It's just the way that I kind of ended up deciding to do it, just to add a little bit of randomness. I know it's a little bit odd that I didn't just like space them out, like every 4 would be a prismarine, dark prismarine or whatever, but I tried to do that and it just didn't look good, and so I figured I'd just do this kind of almost random but yet not random way of doing it. It may drive some of you insane that, you know, like, this side doesn't match that side, but to be honest, it wouldn't have matched anyways because the sides are built differently, simply because we're building on diagonals, and so, like, when you build the diagonal outwards, this side was built differently than that side anyways. The only ones that wouldn't be built odd would be the ones that are built straight, which, you know, is at the very top and the very bottom, I think, are the only two that are actually built straight. So you'd have this problem where it wouldn't match anyways, because this is one, like, this side is built 2-1-2-1, whereas this side is built, you know, 3 sets of 2s and then one set of 3, and so you have that problem. So I just kind of figured I'd just do it this way. Hopefully it doesn't bug too many of you, you know, whatnot. And anyways, you're not going to be able to see, like, this side of the wall when you see that side of the wall, because there'll be sectioned off into rooms, and you're not going to see it because there's going to be a wall in the way. So hopefully it doesn't bug you guys. Doesn't bug me. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, find all the empty gaps that I have left of the glass, and then we'll come back. Alright, hopefully I got all the glass in. I think there was about 5 holes around that I filled in. So I have about 16 black glass left. I'm actually just going to leave this in my inventory just in case I am walking around and I'm like, oh, that's missing. So yeah. The next thing and the last thing we're going to work on today is I am going to put up an image on the screen. This is an image of what Stargate Atlantis looks like. And if you look on the parts of the arms that are coming off, I guess you'd say, you can see that there's like little gaps of where there's water going through. So basically, you know, it doesn't have this smooth stone part in it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make those shapes, kind of. Hopefully they turn out alright. And so that way I know where the inner walls of this design, I guess, is going to be put. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. But first off, I would need to make the little triangular part that they got going on. And so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So let me figure this out. So I did the best I could on this side. It's not fantastic, but I will show it to you once I work on it a little bit more, because I'm not entirely happy with it. It's one of those things again where, you know, as I said in the beginning, or not beginning, but earlier in the episode, this side is diagonally different than this diagonal side. As you can tell, this side is 2, 2, 2, 2, and this side is 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So I have a lot of that going, and trying to get them to pair up and match is getting to be quite difficult. And I'm going to have to do that with each of the other sides as well, so it's going to be kind of a pain, to say the least. But we will get there. I will work on it off screen, because right now all I'm doing is placing dirt and getting rid of dirt and placing dirt and getting rid of dirt, and that's not very exciting. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I know this wasn't a very exciting episode. We did do a lot, though. We got all the walls done on this episode. We did a little bit over at the Guardian farm, and that we are now having a Guardian and a Squid farm, which is awesome. And we've started on the more detailed parts of the arms of our Atlantis base. But unfortunately, guys, that is all the time I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to share and favorite it if you liked it. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook to know when we are posting new episodes and when we are going live. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Alright, bye!